So let's talk about water, because that was, for real, one of the more bizarre aspects of boot camp. Imagine that you line up 100 people between the ages of 17 and 33, all different shapes and sizes, and you tell them, cop car, and you tell them that they all have to drink the same amount of water every day. We had these green plastic canteens that we had to carry around with us on these big-ass green belts, and the cat's getting a snack. And there was no way to cheat the system. They would check how much water you had in there. You'd have to pretend to dump it out, or you'd have to fill it in front of them. And I mean, this was like 3 times as much water as I could possibly be comfortable drinking every day. And they talked about it all the time. The importance of hydration. Keep yourself hydrated. You gotta hydrate. That's how you keep from getting sick. We all got sick anyway. When you bring together that many people from all around the country, and they all end up in the same place, and it's cold, and it's stressful. We all got something called the recruit crud, which was basically like a sinus infection that stayed from about 2 weeks in until the very end. But so much water. I mean, I remember hours of each day having to stand in line to use the bathroom because all of us had to pee all the time. Now, when you're doing active stuff, it's not that big of a deal because that feeling goes away. But when you're sitting in classrooms or when you're learning about stuff, I remember sweating, being like, oh my God, I have to pee. And I wasn't the only one. There's all kinds of us. So many of us that were so uncomfortable, like you couldn't even concentrate for these huge chunks of time. And there were accidents. This one dude couldn't hold it anymore, so he had to throw a towel in the corner of the barracks, pee on that, and then had to go tell the RDC about it. Because you have to ask for permission to do everything. You have to ask permission to go use the head. And when you're drinking 1,000 gallons of water every day, it seems like that's all you do. I really hope they've changed that by now. My God, that was uncomfortable. Anyway, that's my one little rant about that for sure. That was one of the things that I wish my experience had been different. Because all of that wasted time, we could have been doing something else. In my experience, in the year 2000 at Navy boot camp, we never did any weapons training, never did any combat training, and that just baffled me. The only weapon I have ever fired was several years later when I went to go write an article with the weapons department. I shot an M16 and it was very awkward. But how are you going to have a group of military people that don't know anything about guns or weapons or combat? You would figure that in any military branch you should have some understanding of weapons and hand-to-hand combat and stuff, but not in my basic training. Anyway, next time we'll talk about the one bully that was in my basic training division, because there's always got to be somebody. I will see you soon.